Hello student, continuing to last chart, let's get in the describe method by line from the book. Now here in animal tissue, first we should know what its definition. Now tissue definition is group of cells similar embryonic origin and what have same function. Now the study of tissue is called histology. Now histology term and tissue term. Now histology term is given by whom? By Mayer. Here you got what? By Mayer. And tissue term given by whom? By Chart. So by Chart is also called what? Father of tissue. Now also let's get started. Now we go here. First is epithelial tissue. In epithelial tissue we have two parts of its function. First is for covering and other is for what? First is for covering and other is for what? Other is for gland. Other is for what? Gland. First is for cover and other is for what? Gland. And other is for what? Gland. So in first let's get started from the covering. In covering we have different epithelial tissue, and epithelial tissue is originated from what? Three germ layers, that is called ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Ectoderm means skin derivatives. Mesoderm means what? Coelom derivatives. And endodermal means what? Gut derivative in origin. Now here we discuss for what? Cover and no blood vessel. Also the term, you should remember this term, epithelium, given by Ross. Now here in note, additionally I have mentioned what? Carcinoma. Now carcinoma, epithelial tissue or skin cancer surface is called what? Carcinoma. Epithelial tissue cancer is called what? Carcinoma, you should remember. Now also basement membrane is made up of what? Non-cellular, and it is made of what? Mucopolysaccharide. So mucopolysaccharide is what? It is a type of what? Carbohydrate. So let's get started. Simple epithelium. In simple epithelium we should first discuss this for what? This for covering. Now for covering, squamous epithelium. In squamous epithelium you should understand this is what? Basement membrane. This is what? Basement membrane. And in this basement membrane tissue lies. In this basement membrane what? In this basement membrane cell lies here like this. Now so it is like the plate and like the tiles in the floor. So it is called what? Terrestrial epithelium, pavement epithelium, or what? Floor tiles. Now we should remember two. Its function and what? Its example. Now example tricks is what? MBA cell. M for what? Mesothelium. B for what? Bowman's capsule. Now A for what? Alveoli of lungs. C for nothing, and E for what? Endothelium. L for what? Loop of Henle. L for what? Lining of phylum. Now I will upload tricks of this to memorize and be clear in the description. Now also let's get back to cuboidal epithelium. In cuboidal epithelium the function is what? Absorption and secretion. Also we have missed what? We have missed one, that is here diffusion occur. Mainly it is for diffusion. We have also missed one example of in epithelial tissue. We know that it is made of what three origin: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Now its main example is what? Tympanic membrane. In tympanic membrane of ear, this is also made of what? Ectodermal, mesodermal, and endodermal layer of origin. Now let's get back to cuboidal. In cuboidal epithelium, we have function what? Absorption and secretion. Now in here we should say that it is also germinal epithelium or follicular epithelium, because ovary and testes, remember, ovaries and testes originated and make divided by what? Cuboidal epithelium. Ovary and testes, ovary and what? Testes. Ovary and testes comes here. So now its example trick is what? Soft PCT, DCT, lens, and retina. In here, S for what? Salivary gland, P for pancreas, TS for thyroid, PCT, DCT is for kidney, nephron, and lens retina. And what? Lens retina here. Now also, student, let's get to columnar epithelium. In columnar epithelium, goblet cell is found. Only in columnar epithelium goblet cell is found. Now the main function of goblet cell is what? Mucus. What? Mucus is for what? Mucus secretion. Now mucus secretion, and here it is mostly function for what? Secretion. Goblet cell, no secretion, mucus secretion. So here the example trick is what? Sort of UA is BG. Now yes for what? Stomach, I for what? Intestine, R for what? Upper respiratory tract, and O for nothing. U for what? U for uterus. U for what? Uterus. A for what? Auditory tube. E for what? Efferent of testes of male. B for what? Brain. And G for what? Gallbladder. Also I have written here what? If this is the tissue, if this is the tissue, no, if this is the cell, two cell, now from these two cell, the joining of these two cell and communication is done by what? Desmosomes. What? By what? Desmosomes. Now so here mentioned what? In this desmosomes is made of what? Tonofibril and what? Tonofilament. Here specialized epithelium. In specialized epithelium, we have discussed what? Pseudo-stratified epithelium. Now in pseudo-stratified epithelium, it is viewing like what? Different layer of cell, different layer of cell on the what? Basement membrane here. See, but no, there is no such things happen. So in pseudo-stratified, we should remember this example, that is VAT, U, BEM. Now V for what? Vas defense. A for what? Auditory tube. T for what? Trachea. U for what? Urethra. B for what? Bronchi. E for what? Eustachian tube. And for what? Nasal cavity. Student, also we got what? Sensory epithelium. In sensory epithelium, it is present on what? On our nose and on our retina or eye. This is for eye and this is for what? This is for our nose. Sclerotian membrane. Now also we have brush border epithelium in epididymis occurs. Now in ciliated epithelium is same like of what? Ciliated epithelium is same like of what? Pseudo stratified here. And transitional epithelium. In transitional epithelium, student, we have what? Different cell layers to make it what? Strength and what? Strength and make it what is flexibility. It's flexibility and strengthening type organ, like example is URB example. U for what? U for ureter. R for what? R for what? Renal pelvis. B for what? Urinary bladder. Now also here we should stratified epithelium. A student, we should know two type of compound epithelium, that two type of stratified epithelium, that is what? Keratinized and what? Non-keratinized. In keratinized, it is made of what? Deposition of what? Keratin protein. So the example is nail, hair and skin. And in non-keratin we have what? PMCA and TB example. Now also we have stratified squamous epithelium. We have already said PMCA and TB. Now here PM M for what? M for is mouth. C for what? C for is cornea. A for what? A for anal canal. L for what? L for lower pharynx. L for what? Lower pharynx. You should know lower pharynx here. E for what? E for, we should know E for what? Epiglottis. E for what? Epiglottis. Also we have T for tongue and V for vagina. This is up to here. Now a student, begin with what? Stratified cuboidal. In cuboidal we have already discussed what? Glands present, PCT, DCT, lens, retina. That's so also here also what? Glands, mammary gland and what? Sweat gland. Now in columnar it is what? Embryonical origin in adult, and we have already discussed what? In gland made of what? Epithelial tissue. So it has what? Three germinal layer: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. What? Origin germ layer. And merocrine gland we have what? No cell injury, and it is watery secretion. If any gland has watery secretion, then it is called what? Serous gland. And if any gland has mucous secretion, that is called mucin, or that type of secretion is called what? Mucous gland. And also mixed type of also gland we should found, that is composition of different, that is what? Maxillary gland or pituitary gland, this etc. Here apocrine gland, where what? Where tip get destroyed, pinch of what? Tip. And also here mammary gland is what? Modified what? Apocrine sweat gland. So mammary gland is what? Modification of sweat gland. So in here holocrine gland we have what? Oily secretion found in what? Found in skin. And example is what? Sebaceous gland. In this gland, whole cell got what? Destructed or destroyed. A student, we have left what? Gland in the basis of what? Cell. Now if unicellular, it is two type. What is unicellular and what? Multicellular gland. Now in unicellular gland we can have two classification. One is what? Goblet cell. You already know that what? In goblet cell we have studied in columnar epithelium, that goblet cell secrete what? Mucus. You should write what? Goblet cell secrete what? Mucus. Mucus. And also we have what? Also we have what? Pannate cell. Now this pannate cell now what secret? Now pannate cell secret what? Lysozyme. Now pannate cell secret what? Lysozyme. Also student, we should know that gland. Now gland is the secretory gland. So glands is formed by what? Zymogen granules, and that zymogen granules are departed from what? Golgi body. Now let's move to what? Connective tissue. Now in here connective tissue, we already know that it is mesodermal in origin. Now it support and binds what? Other body parts, and if cancer occur here, then we should say it is connective tissue cancer is called what? Sarcoma. Also we have discussed previously that what? Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue in our what? In our body. Now also here we have what? Intercellular matrix present. Now here what? Basement membrane is absent. In what? Connective tissue basement membrane is absent because it join two type of body parts. So basement membrane is here absent. Also basement membrane is also absent in what? Transitional epithelium. Now we have what? Two type of what? Now we have already three type of connective tissue. First one is what? Proper. In proper we got what? First loose connective tissue. In loose we have two type, that is what? Areolar, and other is what? Adipose. Now first discuss about what? Areolar. Now in areolar we should know that it is the most abundant material present. Now in this no lacuna are present, and it has got macrophages. Macrophages is to eat the external particles. It has also got what? Fibroblast cell, that is what? Secrete fiber. And no lacuna means that the cell contain what? Secretes, that the cell contain what? Some of the chemical, that is called lacuna. So here is no lacuna, no fluid filled cavity. You should say what? The cell contains some chemical, that is fluid filled cavity. Then this is not present here. And here we got what? Mast cell. Now mast cell, it has H2S. Here you should remember mast cell, that H2S, that is H2S. Now in H2S we should remember that in H2S, yes for what? Histamine. Other yes for what? Heparin. And yes for what? Serotonin. Now its work is for what? Its work is in allergy type. In allergy type it is work. So in mast cell it is used in what? Allergy type. Now the major, now heparin is secreted from what? Liver. Also we have skin to muscle. This is not important. Histamine. Now here we should go here by discussing what? In mast cell we have what? Histamine. Now histamine, if there is amine, then you should directly relate to what? Dilator. amine makes dilate, and if dilate then low blood pressure using what allergy reaction, as we have told you. And if fiber occur, that is called hyaluron. And in serotonin, that is what vasoconstrictor. And so vasoconstrictor is there, so increase what blood pressure. Now we have in areolar tissue, we have different type of cell. Now also we have what macrophage means to eat other. They are what modified of what WBC monocyte. Now in fibrous cell we have what two fiber cell, that is white fiber and what yellow fiber. Now we should know that in white fiber we have collagen, and in yellow fiber we have elastin. Now this white is what unbranched, and this yellow should be here like this type of branch. This branch is for what strengthening and what coiling type of organ that provide what elasticity, here already given. And this is in bundle, so it is hard, and it is not in bundle, and so it is what loose. It is loose tissue, and always find what elastic in nature. And now here other we have what dense. Now we have dense, but we have left other what adipose. We should read in other page. Here is what dense. Now we have already discussed what in dense connective tissue we have what ligament and what tendon. Now in ligament and tendon, we have what two, that is what white fibrous and what yellow fibrous. Additionally also we have what reticular fibrous tissue. In white fibrous we have what collagen fiber, already discussed. In yellow fiber we have what elastin fiber, already discussed. Now also we have what we should remember what some example. Now in white fibers we already know that here what occur, here we know that what tendons and collagen, that makes what bone and muscle what connect. Now its example is important. So student, here example is duramen, means duramen of brain. Duramen is the outer covering of brain. Brain has what three type of covering, so outer is duramen. And scleroid is eye covering is scleroid. Also we have renal cavity of what renal capsule of kidney. Also we have covering of what bone, periosteum. Here osteum term means what, always remember student, osteum for what bone, and condium term for what cartilage. So here we have discussed for what covering of important part, that is what brain, eye, kidney, and what bone plus cartilage. Now in yellow fibrous connective tissue, this is what elastin fiber present here. Also we have this tissue is mainly present in what in vessels or artery. Here artery is given, artery lying, and this yellow fibrous tissue makes what connect what bone to bone, so it is called what ligament. Now if someone says you a sprain means a sprain caused due to what pulling of ligament, a sprain. And now a stain is caused due to what tendons, and a sprain for what ligament. We have also what reticular fibrous connective tissue. Reticular fibrous connective, this is the smallest in this is also we can say part of what this white fibrous connective tissue, smallest part. and it is highly branched. You should know that highly branched, and it is present in what lymphatic tissue like spleen, thymus, liver, bone marrow tissue. Now here in adipose tissue, this is not a specialized connective tissue, but it come under what? It come under proper connective tissue. It is not, as we have studied previously, that it is come under what? Proper loose connective tissue comes under what? Areolar and adipose. Now in adipose tissue we have what? We have what? Fibroblast cell modified to make what? To make what? Fat storage. That is that is called what? Adipose tissue. And in this cell we call it what? Adipocyte. That cell is called what? Adipocyte, that contain what? Fat globules. Also we have two type of adipocyte cell. That is what? Monocellular or unicellular, and multicellular or multicellular. Now the main function of adipose tissue is what? Body temperature balancing. Now, so as we know that fat food gives what? 9 kilocalorie per gram. So let's discuss first monolocular or what? Or unicellular. In monolocular or unicellular adipocyte, we have what? We got present in what? In camel hump, in whale's what? In whale's bubble, in what? In vessels, blood vessels. And in multilocular we found in what? We found in baby and hibernating animal. And what? Hibernating animal. So now let's move on. Now we have brown fat present on hibernating animal, newly childborn. That is the same. This is called what? This brown. Now this is multilocular is what? Brown type. This is what? Brown type. So this is given here what? This is given here brown fat. Adipose tissue, that is insulation. We have body heat or balance body temperature. So in here we have example hump in camel, bubbles in whale and elephant. This is present in what? In unicellular adipocyte. Also we have what? Mucous connective tissue. In mucous connective tissue we have what? The tissue in the matrix is what? Jelly. Now what is matrix? If this is the cell, and this is the fluid filled cavity, then here the fluid present is called what? Matrix. That is called what? Matrix. Now so here is the what? Mucus. Now if this is the mucus, then this will be what? Slippery. Now slippery is due to what? Mucopolysaccharide. This is a type of what? Carbohydrate. Now its example is what? Its example is cock-comb, vitreous humor and umbilical cord. Now this new term you got what? Umbilical cord. This is found in what? Female during what? Pregnancy, from where baby get food by the mother's womb. Now also we got next, that is what? Skeletal connective tissue. In this skeletal connective tissue we have what? Two type. We have already seen in our what? Chart. That is what? Bone and what? Cartilage. Now in bone, the study of bone is called osteology. Previously also we have told what? Where O comes, that is what? Bone. And cartilage is what? Chondrology. that also I have told. Now in this bone the covering is called what? Periosteum. O comes periosteum, and covering of cartilage is what? Pericontium. Now student, here you should also understand that the bone, now bone forming cell is called what? Osteoblast, and cartilage forming cell is called what? Chondroblast. Also we have what? Protein ocin and chondrin protein, and other is what? This is solitary. Always bone is always present in solitary, and this is in groups or bundles, cartilage. Now if this is what? Now let's move on to what? Bone. Now bone is what? Calcium present, that makes hard tissue, that is bone. Now here calcium deposited. Now in calcium deposited we have what? We have what? Two type of what? Collagen fiber, ocean protein, and what? Mucopolysaccharide. Also we have decalcified bone, means bone with what? Organic matter, means calcified bone is that bone with what? Inorganic matter is the real bone or calcified bone, and decalcified bone means with organic. Decalcified, organic. Inorganic means which have what? Which have real bone present what? Calcium phosphate. This is what? Formula of calcium phosphate: present salt of calcium and magnesium. Inorganic metal, our bone contain what? Calcium phosphate. Organic material we contain what? Collagen and ocin. Ocin is the protein, collagen is protein also, and fiber also. Water 20% contain in bone, and calcium phosphate contain what? 80% contain in the bone. So this is it. And organic matter, decalcified means organic matter only left if dipped in what? HCl. And bone redness heated, then inorganic salt is left, that is what? Brittle. That brittle means that can be glass type, and that can be breaked. If bone is kept in what? KOH here, KOH, then no effect of organic inorganic material, that is not removed, that only muscles is removed. Here we go for type of bone. Now here the type of bone is what? Replacing bone or what? Cartilaginous bone. This type of bone we can also we can read in what? In a skeleton topic, a skeletal system. We should read this also. We should start reading also. Here in replacing bone, first that was what? Cartilage type of bone, and now that becomes what? Deposited calcium on it, that is called what? Ossification. Deposition of what? Bony material, that is calcium is the bony material in cartilage, that is what? Replacing. That is called what? Replacing bone. That is found in what? Mainly in human body and the frog's body. Now investing or dermal bone. Now this dermal is what? Skin, and investing or membranes bone, it's different name. Now here in dermal bone we have what? Connective tissue related bone. Now here ossification based on what? Connective tissue. In connective tissue there is the ossification, there is the calcium deposited on the what? On what? On connective tissue. Now example, that is cranium. In our head, cranium, skull bone, that is made of what? Skin and calcium deposited ossification, so it is called what? Investing dermal bone. We also got what? Sesamoid bone. Now in sesamoid bone, that is what? Now here is what? Ossification in what? Ligament. Now ligament is what? Ligament is bone to bone bone to bone joining, and tendon is what? Muscle to bone joining. Now this ligament is present on what? Patella or knee cap. We should say what? In our leg there is the knee bone, that is called in scientific term, that is patella bone. Now that ossification is called what? Sesamoid bone. That is tendon, epiphysis. Now epiphysis and diaphysis. Now in bone, here is not clearly given, but we should study bone in bone and other mixed topic in other lecture. Now I will make it a video, a special video for that. Now here we got, if this is the bone, let's see, if this is the bone, now if this is the bone, then here this is called what? Epiphysis. This is called what? Epiphysis. This is the end, so it's called epiphysis. And this between part is called what? Diaphysis. Between part is called what? Diaphysis. Now so student, here what? Epiphysis also called what? Articulating end. And what? Diaphysis is also called what? Shaft. It is called what? Shaft. It is called what? Shaft. Now student, in diaphysis center, now in this center we have what? Bone marrow. We have what? Bone marrow cavity, and their bone marrow is present. Now also we have what? In bone marrow we have red and yellow bone marrow. This is also the case. And on the basis of bone marrow we have what? Compact and spongy. Now this part, epiphysis, is what? Spongy, means soft. And shaft is what? Compact or hard. This is the case, student. Now let's move on to what? Herbaceous system. Now herbaceous system is what? Now in bone there is the what? Different type of what? Cell, that is called what? That is osteocyte cell. Now that osteocyte cell connected by the canal, that is called what? Volkmann canal. And Herbaceous system is that bone system of what? Compact bone system. There is what? Cell grouping, that is called Herbaceous system. Now cartilage. Now student, we know that cartilage is called what? Present chondrin protein, and this is what? Soft than bone. Now here matrix occur. That matrix contain what? Proteoglycans and glycosaminoglycans. Now here also we got what? Sugar type. What type of cartilage? That was hyaline cartilage. The term hyaline, the hyaline is what? Hyaline is glass like cartilage, or we can view from this side to other side. So this is what? Hyaline cartilage. The other term is what? Semi-transparent. We can view, so it is semi-transparent or slightly bluish color. Is also. Now its example is mostly asked. That example trick is cat. You should remember what? Cat means cartilage, and cat, we should T for what? Trachea, and Ca for what? In larynx we have what? Carotenoid and arytenoid cartilage, then that is here thyroid, keratin, cricoid and what? Cricoid and arytenoid cartilage present. Now we have already discussed what epiphysis is, what articular cartilage present in tip. Now deposition in frog we have read what hyaline cartilage. Now that deposition, so it is called what replacing bone. We have already discussed up, and also we have what hyaline cartilage example is this pubis and scapula. Scapula is present in our neck, back, we can say chest back. Now elastic cartilage contain what? Allo fiber. Now it has never calcified, means no calcium will be here, and the example will be what? E for elastic, E for what? This. Now here for E, that is what? Pinna, one pinna, epiglottis, Eustachian tube. That's okay. Now fibrous cartilage. Now in this fibrous cartilage, the toughest, means here is the high deposition of calcium, so it is what? Toughest perichondrium. If this is cartilage, then perichondrium is absent here, means perichondrium is what? Layer of uppermost layer of what? Cartilage. Now here example is what? Intervertebral disks of what? Of our backbone, and pubis symphysis in pelvic girdle, means in our waist or hip bone, there present what? Pubis symphysis. Now pubis symphysis relaxation makes what in body, during what? During childbirth in female by the hormone relaxin. Now here fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue is also called as what? Vascular connective tissue, means present in what? Blood vessel. Now here it contain vascular or fluid connective tissue contain two, that is what? Blood and other is lymph. Now let's get this started. Now study of blood is called hematology. Blood 8% of the body weight, and if there is a female, then 7% only in female weight. For female, this is for what? Female. Now its pH is, blood pH is 7.34 to 7.45, so it is alkaline in nature, and its gravity is 1.003. Also its viscosity, this is not important, so this much. Here in of blood, if fluid connective tissue got two type, that is blood and lymph. Now also we have blood. Now blood has also two type, that is what? Plasma and what? Form element. So first let's get start in plasma. Now in plasma, this is what? 55% of what? Content, and 55% of the blood content is what? Plasma. Now it got what? 7% of protein, and it has also what? 90% of what? Water. Now up to this. Now here we have also what? Also we have protein, albumin, globulin and what? Fibrin. This albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. Now this all three protein formed in what? Liver. Now here is that albumin. Now in albumin, this is the what? Colloidal protein. Colloidal what? Colloidal protein of osmotic pressure. Maintain what? Osmotic pressure of what? blood, osmotic pressure of the blood. To osmotic pressure means what? To maintain what? Same isotonic type, that is called what? Osmotic. Now other is what? Globulin. Now globulin, gamma globulin is called what? Immunoglobulin or antibody. Here is that gamma globulin from okay, this is has gamma globulin from what? Antibodies. And alpha beta is for binding in what? In protein basis. Also we have what? Fibrinogen. Now fibrinogen help in what? In blood clotting. Now remaining the product of blood is, now no, product of plasma is what? This glucose is what? 100 mg per 100 ml. In what? In this is for what? Fasting. And if you eat food and after meal, that is what? 180. Here also, student, we have what? Cholesterol we have what? Normal is 180 per 100 ml. Bilirubin is 0.5 per 100 ml. Urea is what? 30 mg per what? Per ml. Now we have what? Richest blood in apes. Richest blood in what? Bird. So that they can fly over and get respiration, get oxygen. Now we have what? Blood formed element. Now blood formed element we have what? Got 45%. We have 45% RCB, RBC, WBC and platelets. This all occur. Now we should know that in male normal RBC is 5 to 5.5 millions per mm cube, and female this. Also if by the chance if it increase, then it is called what? Polycythemia. And this increase in what? This increase in high altitude, like Himalayas or hillside. So that person what? Skin is what? Pinkish color. Now here what given? Okay, here if hemoglobin is decreased, then that is called what? Anemia. That is same. Decrease called anemia. That is the same. And you should know smallest RBC found in what? Mammals. And in mammals smallest found. Now then smallest in musk deer, and in mammal large found, that is what? Elephant. Now the blood erythropoiesis means that is production of what? Blood. Now erythropoiesis occur what? In what? First yolk sac in early life, means yolk sac in gastrula phase. Now then goes to liver, and then come to what? Bone marrow, and then to bone by bone. Now here we have got what? We can have we have what? RBC from here we have discussed. Now blood group. We have what? AB and O. 4 type of blood group. Also we should know that what? We should know that RBC increase is called polycythemia, and RBC decrease is called anemia. Means low hemoglobin makes what? Low RBC. Now for the production of RBC, we have most important hormone called as erythropoietin hormone present in what kidney, and that need what vitamin B12 and what B9. B12 is called folic acid and B12 is called cobalamine. And 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 most important is human blood is what non-nucleated, because human comes in what mammals, non-nucleated, circular and biconcave type. Now why biconcave? Now biconcave is so it has what much of the surface area for what for having much iron in it. So also a student, we notice that in here blood, in blood we have what exception to, in camel and lemurs we have what nucleated, and this also comes under what mammals, camel and lemurs. It has what nucleated, oval and what biconvex is the main. Now also we have what we got what we also we have what we have, and also we have no nucleus, so we can't get energy from ourselves. We should get energy from what others in RBC. Now let's move on. Here we have same that RBC, this ER, ribosomes, Golgi body, mitochondria all absent, and so it takes what anaerobic respiration, not aerobic. So here absent in RBC, so here is also same things. Now move on. We have what in RBC we have what 0.9% of NaCl solution, saline solution, that is what in isotopic form to blood, 0.9%. You should remember. Also a student, we should know that what rupturing of RBC is called what hemolysis, means lack what RBC. Now the lifespan of RBC is 120 days, means 4 months. Now the RBC is break on what spleen, so it's called what graveyard of RBC. Spleen is called composition of RBC. Now if this is the RBC, then it has what its shape is what biconcave, circular and what unnucleated, means no nucleus. Now it has got what main component, means it has 33% of hemoglobin, 4 oxygen and 4 what iron, with 1 globin present. 4 oxygen, 4 iron and 1 globin is present. Now in 100 ml we should have what 15 gram of what hemoglobin for normal, and in female it can be what 13. Now so let's move on. Here we have what 2 chain alpha and 2 chain beta, so we have what 4 iron and 1 globin. Here in the picture you can saw this. Also if we have less hemoglobin then in blood, then we have symptoms of anemia, means low hemoglobin, low iron in blood. So here is what types of anemia. In anemia, if nutrition anemia means you have not taken by the food, that is iron deficiency, and it is called what micro anemia. that is what? Iron deficiency. Deficiency of, here already given, deficiency of iron in food. Microcytic anemia here. And here what? RBC become smaller. Now copper is essential for absorption of what? Iron. So you should have what? Copper. You should eat what? Copper for what? Iron absorption. We have also other is megaloblastic anemia. In megaloblastic anemia we have what? B9 and B12 vitamin deficiency. B9 is what? Folic acid, and B12 is what? Cobalamin. Cobalamin what? Cobalamin vitamin. As RBC don't divide, so their size increases but number never increases. Megaloblast. And now we have what? Pernicious anemia. This is the difficult one. Here vitamin B12 deficiency, and it is very fatal. Means in this anemia we have what? Mental abnormality. So this is it. Here also we have due to deficiency of what? Deficiency of RBC hemoglobin. We have what? We have also what? Sickle cell anemia. In this we have what? Sixth position chain has been changed from what? G to B, means G for glutamic to what? Valine. Glutamic to what? Glutamic acid to what? Valine. And this is called what? Sickle cell anemia. This is what? This is due to what? Gene disorder. And we have also here thalassemia. Thalassemia is recessive autosomal disorder. In this case either alpha or beta chain. And this is now let's move on to what? WBC, means white blood corpuscles, or white blood cell you can say, or leukocytes you can say. Now here its lifetime is what? 14 days of life it has got, and it is what? White in color due to absence of what? Hemoglobin. Blood is red due to presence of hemoglobin is there, and iron is there. Now here this is wandering movement, so it is called what? Diapendices. The diapendices is wandering, so it can out from what? Capillaries. And total number is what? It's 6,000 to 9,000, or you can say what? 8,000 is the what? Normal count of this. If this increases, if WBC increases, then we have what? Blood cancer. It is called what? Leukocytosis you can say. And in blood group we have what? Blood group gene we have chromosome number 9, and Rh factor gene by chromosome number 1. And penia means what? Reduction. Here given short you should also see this. Now if normal we can say them ratio of RBC WBC is 1:700. Now in leukemia or blood cancer, means increased number of what? Increased WBC by what? More than 25. We should have what? Up to only 8 to 9,000, but we have moved to 25, so it is called what? Blood cancer. Here this also given ratio. Now we have two type of WBC, white blood corpuscles. We have two type. Now first type is what? Agranulated, and other type is what? Granulated. Means granulated means it has some granules in that cell. Granules is some type of what? Some type of protein like. Now in monocyte, in first let's talk about what? Granulocyte. In granulocyte we have what? ML means monocytes and what? Lymphocyte. Now in monocyte is what? Largest, biggest among what? Among WBC present, and its shape is what? Kidney shape, and its form is one formed in bone marrow. And let's get back to lymphocyte. Now lymphocyte is what? This is what? This number is high, and it round in color. No, round nucleus, it has got round nucleus, and it is what? 20%. Now its number is what? Higher in what? Lymph. Then you should, now then we have what? We got what? Other is granulocyte. Now in granulocyte we should have what? In granulocyte we should have, we should have what? Granulocyte BEN. We should remember this and move on. Hello student, continuing to our blood on fluid connective tissue or vascular connective tissue, we have what? We have already read that in lymphocyte that's come under what? A granulocyte, means no granule present, that it has two type, one was monocyte and other was lymphocyte. So in lymphocyte we have discussed it has a round nucleus. This should be what? A round nucleus. And also we have what? It contain what? It contain what? Lymphatic tissue. So lymphatic tissue means it is immune system boost, and it has two cell. It has got two cell, T cell and B cell. Now B cell is what? B cell is what? Cell mediated. Now cell mediated is called what? B cell. Also we have what? First response is IgM. Ig for what? Immunoglobulin. And first response WBC is what? Neutrophil. Now neutrophils come under what? This granulocyte. Now let's discuss about what? Granulocyte. In granulocytes we have, in previous I told that Bain, PEN, Bain, you should remember this trick. Now in Bain we have what? We have certain type of cytoplasmic granules and granules, and it has three type, that is what? Basophil, eosinophil and what? Neutrophil. Now what is first about basophil? Let's first teach basophil. Now in basophil we have what? S-shaped nucleus, and the basophil is the modified cell of what? Mast cell. In previous we have read in what? Adipose tissue we got what? Mast cell. Then it contain three type, that is heparin, histamine and what? Serotonin. Now we already told that in histamine there is amine, then it should be what? It should be dilute, then vasodilator. And the histamine is what? Vasoconstrictor. Vasoconstrictor. And we have what? Histamine is for what? Allergy, and comes under what? Eosinophil is also on allergy. Now we have what? Eosinophil. That is, eosinophil is also called what? Acidophil. It is what? Acidic character. Basophil is like basic character, and this eosinophil is acidic character. Then it has what? Eosin acid protein. Now also we have what? Bilobed nucleus, and it comes under what? Allergy, as we have told. In allergy its reaction increases, cell increases. Now we have what? Neutrophil, BEN, Bain. Last, this is what? Neutrophil means it's what neutral, and it contains what multi-lobed nucleus, and it is most abundant as we have tugged, and it is first attacking site. Now also we should get here that neutrophil is in female that we called it what bar body. Now here's a most abundant first response lymphocyte 20%, we have discussed 60-20. Now you should remember this only. Acidophil 1% and basophil is for allergy, its number increases. And acidophil also, that is acidophil is what eosinophil, lifespan of leukocyte. We have already discussed what WBC life cycle is what 14 day, but leukocyte is what leukocyte is about what about 6 hours, about what 6 hours, 6 or 7 hour, you should say 6 or 7 hour. Now we have what we have last unformed element is platelets. In platelets its normal count is 1.3 to 1.5 to 3 lakh, and it has also no nucleus like what like RBC, and its life is what 10 days, 10 days life. Now it is also called what megakaryocyte, and lifespan is, we have already told, 10 days. And formation is called thrombocytosis. Cytosis is what formation, penia means decrease. Now here you have WBC only nucleated region, and we already know that thrombocyte or platelets and RBC non-nucleated among what among blood formed element. Now we have last from what we have last from blood, that is what lymph. Now lymph is called what middleman also. Now it has what 600 lymph node of what 5 liter blood. Now lymph is called to what means blood minus RBC is called what lymph. It is the extra fluid, means RBC is escaped from blood is what lymph. So we have what ICF 40%, and produced by what liver. Lymph is produced in liver. Blood minus plasma plus WBC, it's the serum is called what plasma minus what clotting factor. In plasma clotting factor is neglected, and that is called what serum. We have so lymph differ from plasma in having what WBC, means lymph has what more WBC. So this up to here. Now we should start our muscular tissue. So students, the last topic of annual tissue is what muscular tissue. We have also what nervous tissue, but this we will study in what nervous system. This nervous tissue is also that ectodermal origin, and it contains two type of cell, neuroglial cell and neuron cell. Neuroglial cell is mesodermal, that is helping cell, and neuron cell is what functional cell. That we will discuss in what in nervous system. First come back to here muscular tissue. Now we already know that what muscular tissue is mesodermal in origin, and it helps in what movement of the body, and study is called what myology. Also we have what mesodermal origin. Now it is present in everywhere of the muscles, but we have what except what mammary gland and what iris of eye, that contain what ectodermal. So If cancer of mammary gland, so we should say of what? Carcinoma. Carcinoma should be the answer of what? Mammary gland cancer. Now it contains what? Muscles fiber. Now student, we also have what? Also have what? Microfiber. Now myofiber means what? The fiber that is present in what? Muscles. Now this microfiber contain of what? Two type of protein, actin and what? Myosin protein. Now also we have what? Large muscle is what? Gluteus maximus muscles. And if the plasma membrane, now the muscle cell contains some type of plasma membrane and cytoplasm, that is called what? Sarcoplasm. Muscles tissue is three types we already know, and muscle is what? Mesodermal in origin, and it contain what? Three type of muscles: skeletal muscle or stiffed muscle, that is called what? Multinucleated. It contain what? If this is skeletal, then it has what? Multinucleated. Then it has what? Two type of protein, myosin and actin, and that arranged in what? Alternate light and dark band. And here we have what? Dark band contain what? A band, DA and A, second letter. Light band is I band. Now we should know that in the center of I is what? Z line, and in the center of A is H line. So you should remember what? HA and what? IZ. This will be the what? Tricks. So student, now let's also understand that if this is the skeletal muscle, then it is in our control, so it is called what? It is under control, so it is what? It is also called what? Voluntary muscles, and it is multinucleated. Also muscles, in muscles we have what? Strongest muscles is of our mouth, and largest muscle is our buttock, or we can say what? Gluteus maximus. And let's get back to the functional unit of this muscle is what? Sarcomere. Now come back to what? Smooth muscles or what? Non-skeletal muscle. This is what? A smaller, and this is what? In spindle shape, like this shape is what? A spindle shape. And this present in what? Vein, artery, nerve, fiber. It is what? In the muscle sheath. Present in what? Visceral type of organ, like in stomach, wall of blood vessel. It is. Now also we have what? Last is cardiac muscle. Now cardiac muscles is the intermediate between what? Both muscles, that is stripped and unstripped muscles. Means it got what? It got both value and present only on heart wall of heart, and it is so called what? Myocardium. It is called, means muscles of cardium means heart. Myocardium. So here sarcolemma is absent. Sarcolemma means that fluid filled cell cavity is called what? Sarcolemma. And it is also involuntary muscle, not in our control. Heart is not in our control. So this is, and it is what? Rhythmically relaxation, contraction. Its regular work is relaxation and contraction. And if it contract, then length increases, and if relaxed, then length what length increases, and if it's contract, then length decreases, and if muscles what relax, then length what length increases. Here is here is the key point. Now you should do the question, and here is some note. Here you can see in actin, this is why what actin means light, then that is I band. A means dark. HM ham. H band is present on what myosin filament. HAM you should remember as trick. Z line on sarcomere, 2 Z line make what one sarcolemma. Here we have studied what between 2 Z line is what sarcomere. Now let's get to the question. Now I will upload a question, and if any things is left still, then I will post it later. Now you should first revise this all and come back by doing some question. I will upload question 2 in the description below in playlist of this channel, so please stay online for the studies so you can have better mark in the exam. Now here 3 questions we have got. Now here, which of the following epithelium form the lining of blood vessel? Now if this is the blood vessel, then diffusing occur here. Diffusion. Now this diffusion is processed in what squamous epithelium, called what squamous epithelium, called it testated or pavement or what tiles like. So the name tissue. Now tissue term coined by what B chart, and histology term coined by what Mayer. Now lymph. Now I told you today that what is lymph. Lymph is what blood minus RBC is what called lymph. We have serum too. Now what is serum? Serum is what plasma minus what clotting factor. If their clotting factor is removed, then that is called what serum. So here also what fluid is called to blood plus lymph. Blood is called to cell plus plasma. You can do, but you should have all. You should first read line to line. I have gone to line, so that you will make a proper concept and remember all the main point and get a better score. Okay, thank you.